Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Asa the Greek, and today it's finally time I give you my death order for Brave Danganronpa Coward's Paradise. In the last few death orders, I did struggle a little bit, but this time around, I think I have a very solid death order that could be very likely. Watch me still be wrong though. Anyway, let's begin. So we're going to assume there will be 6 chapters, as per usual DR rules, and that the third case is always a double murder, and that a buff character dies in chapter 4. Anyway, with these rules out of the way, let us start with chapter 1. I think the first victim will be pretty easy to guess, and that's none other than the ultimate tailor, Hana Kongo. I think we've all seen enough games, shows, and series where if the main character is in a killing game and has a friend, that friend usually dies first. It's an unspoken rule almost. I think Hana is going to be the side protagonist to Hiroto for the first chapter, with her clinging onto him for support since, well, at least she can trust him. I think her death is what will kickstart Hiroto's return to heroism since, at least to me, at the end of the prologue, Hiroto seemed more pessimistic than determined to save everyone. Hana's death could be the wake-up call Hiroto needs in order to step up and try to save as many of his peers as possible. As for who kills Hana, I think that the big bro of the cast will be the killer. Daisuke Shiriaki, the ultimate skateboarder, does have a lot of people depending on him back home. Right now, he is the one student with the most to lose if he dies, or gets stuck here for a long period of time. And he seems to be the leader in quotation marks of the cast, trying to unite everyone, and he is the one that would hurt the most as the first killer, I think. In order for Hiroto to step up as the hero of the team, I really think Daisuke needs to go, as unfortunate as it is. Moving to chapter 2 now, I think we might have a case of 2 strong warriors taking each other out. Well, not exactly. I think the ultimate sumo wrestler Goro Yamaoka will be the second victim. Truth be told, the main reason why I picked him and Daisuke dying back to back is because they are the most reliable people of the cast. And, as I stated earlier, in order for Hiroto to step up and become the hero of this story, well, he kinda needs to have the main stage. Plus, often characters like Goro don't end up surviving because, despite being wise, they kinda need to go in order to let the others get challenged and grow on their own. Like taking away their training wheels, you know? As for the killer, well, the only person I could see killing Goro, as sad as I am to say, has to be Rei. The ultimate archer would make for a good counter to Goro's strength and skill. After all, if she could find a way to kill him from afar, Goro's bulk and power doesn't really matter. A main reason why I don't think Rei will survive past chapter 2 is because I don't see much development in her. She's socially awkward and kind of quiet. I don't see a possibility of her becoming more lively and talkative. I think 2 chapters would be enough for her to shine, and then leave room for the others to develop. Chapter 3 might be the most controversial one here, but if you've seen any of my previous death orders, I tend to choose the more comedic relief characters to die here. And Hibiki Kotobuki is no exception to that rule. Maybe it's because he does remind me a lot of Ibuki, but I can't see Hibiki surviving past chapter 3. He is too loud, cowardly, and funny to be kept alive for the later chapters. I don't see him being able to play the Yasuhiro, Akane, and Himiko roles of I'm just here to be stupid and make jokes. Because he might be too good at that. And in a similar case of being too much for the later chapters, I think the second victim will be Urara. Yes, I know that she's a very popular candidate for the mastermind role, but I disagree. I have another character in mind for that role. I think Urara is unique enough that, just by being herself, will have plenty of time to shine. No need for character development to be liked. And because of that, I think chapter 3 is a good place for her to die. As for the killer, however, the person who I think will get a double kill is none other than Honoka Onizaki, the ultimate bomber. If you've seen my reactions to Brave, I was saying that Honoka or Daigo are the token, looks like a killer, will be a killer character. And ultimately, I decided that Honoka is crazy enough to kill 2 people. maybe it's too predictable that they wouldn't do it. Maybe they'd have Yukio kill 2 people for the shock. But sometimes, and usually when it comes to the double kills, the black ant is kinda obvious. Like, when the reveal happens, you're, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm thinking with Honoka here. For chapter 4, I think Daigo will die. Now, before you say, why did you keep Daigo alive till this point? Which is a good question. Daigo is very loud, aggressive, and seems like a character that would die pretty early. But the thing is, Daigo appeared to be more sensible to the situation, and I think it shows that Daigo might improve and become more civil as the story continues. It's why I ended up picking Honoka for the double kill instead. As for who kills this beast of a man, well, I think Yukio is the perfect candidate for that. Despite how civil Daigo might become, he still is not the sharpest tool in the shed. And Yukio could very well poison his food. That would be the easiest and safest way to kill Daigo. After all, he is from... well, assuming Goro is dead, he is the strongest character alive currently. Either poison or some kind of drug would need to be used, and the only way someone could administer that is through digestion. We now have the 5th chapter. And once again, if you've seen my reactions to Brave, then you'd know who I think the last victim's gonna be. And that's none other than Mitsuba Hagihara, the ultimate journalist. While some people are speculating that Mitsuba will be the true antagonist, I disagree. I can definitely see Mitsuba trying her best to snoop around throughout the series, trying to find out who the mastermind is. And, well, just like any good journalist that values the truth more than their life, she dies. But here's the thing, and I want you to stick with me here, I do think the killer is the mastermind. If the mastermind is caught during chapter 5 though, what's left to do in chapter 6? Well, chapter 6 is always much shorter as it's focused on just investigating to figure out what happened behind the scenes and a way to beat the mastermind. So, as crazy as it sounds, I think chapter 5 ends with the trial being interrupted. I think Hiroto and the gang will be stumped, realizing that whoever the killer is, they lack the evidence to prove it. They know the killer is the mastermind, and the only possible clues are hidden behind doors they had no access to. It would be unfair of them to be punished for failing the trial, but they never had the chance to find this evidence to begin with. So, after a passionate speech from Hiroto, the trial gets postponed, starting chapter 6. In the last chapter, I think we will be seeing the gang leave the trial grounds and begin investigating every area in the facility to find more clues and bring Mitsuba's killer to justice. Now, I would strongly recommend you see the last Brave video that I made, that one being about who I truly think is the mastermind, Anko Hibana. I won't go in full detail on why I think Anko is the mastermind, so you'll just get the summary here. I think in chapter 6 we will find out that the killing game was a plan Japan organized to punish these former ultimates for giving up on their talents and making the country look bad. Those few cowards that survive will be able to regain their title or their passion to keep being ultimates. Anko, once being saved by Hiroto's acts of vigilantism, sees that he is in danger of dying in this killing game, so she goes on a suicide mission in order to make sure he survives the coward extermination program, while also reigniting his passion for heroism. And, in the end, when Hiroto and the others escape, he can look at the forget-me-not flowers and remember her. Of course, that would mean that the survivors of the coward extermination program are Hiroto, Kazuya, Stella, Ichiro, and Ume. I think Kazuya will be the antagonist turned rival to Hiroto, a common trope in shonen manga and anime, and fitting for this cast. Ume could be the more comedic relief survivor character, like Hagakure, and Stella and Ichiro are normal enough to be decent survivors that wouldn't ruin the vibe of the later chapters. But that will be all for today. These are my death order predictions for Brave Danganronpa Coward's Paradise. What do you guys think? Let me know of your own death orders in the comments below. But until the next video, take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.